So this morning has been a bit of a wild ride for Yu-Gi-Oh fans, right? Late last night, Master kind of dropped on the shops, and now we can play it, and we can see all the good things and all the flaws, and there are definitely some flaws with the card pool. I think so far we've seen that there's things from Duel of Majesty missing onwards, there's half a Synchro Storm and half it's not there. It's a little bit weird, but today we're going to go through the shop, because there's one thing down here that I really want to talk about, and that's the Duel Pass. And this is not like your Duel Links Duel Pass, right? That was a complete scam. This is more like the standard Battle Pass experience you would get in Fortnite or Apex or other games like that. And you can buy this pass, go to the shop real quick, for 600 gems. 600. And over the course of the pass, you're going to get 600 gems back in the Gold Pass, 1000 URCP, a Shadow home screen I think it is, and and a Pot of Greed avatar, which is pretty cool, right? So if you go here, like, look at all the materials you get with the Duel Pass Gold. You can make 33 super rares and 33 ultra rares from the Duel Pass, and then you get your money back that you spent if you get all the way to the end of the pass. That is insanely good value for money, especially when a lot of the more casual focused decks, right, like a Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, if you're into those, they're going to cost quite a few ultra rare gems, and of course staples like Boros or Dragon, or things like probably, Pot of Extravagance, things like that, they'll probably all be ultra rares as well, which will make them even more pricey. So I don't know, it says here if you purchase a Duel Pass Gold from the shop, you'll get the Duel Pass Gold rewards for each grade you've reached, but I don't know if you also get the standard tier as well, because if you do, then that's insane. I would assume you do, because sometimes here they're doubling up, right? There's not any difference, right, between the tiers. I would assume you do, because then you also get to stage 50, I think it is, on the pass, and you get a brand new icon that you don't get in the Gold Pass. So I assume you do, right? You get your Upstart Goblin icon, but for free-to-play players, the pass stops at 50, and then for paid players, it goes all the way on until tier 100, where you can get more gems, and of course get those crafting points up, which is really, really good. And I think for 600 gems, it's insane value. Now we do have more in the shop, right? If I go down to the shop, right here, we of course have let's reveal it. Okay, this is the first time I'm going on. I've played on the Xbox already, but this is my first time going on here. We of course have our brand new packs, which is fine, right? We have the secret packs and bonus packs. Secret packs are the ones you get from the key cards by unlocking them in the normal pack, and they last 24 hours, but the time can be reticked up by crafting cards from that pack, which is pretty cool. Structure decks. We have two. We have a Utopia themed one, which I think is the lesser value deck, right? It's still 500 gems, but I think it's the lesser value deck overall. Like, we've got some Duel Links themed cards, right? Gaga Ko, of course, the Zexal weapon stuff. There's some cool cards in here, and you are getting some very cool Xyzes. But compared to the Pendulum deck, right? Compared to this one, this one is so worth your 500 gems if you're playing Pendulum, right? Because you're getting things like Pendulum Sorcerer, you're getting Skullcrobat, you're getting Odd Eyes, Pendulum Call, Duelist Alliance, Spiral Flame Strike, Sky Iris, Soul Pendulum. You're getting the whole works. For 500 gems, if you want to play Pendulum, this is the way to do it, right? Compared to Duel Links, we've had these cards come to Duel Links, some of these, as ultra cards in boxes as recently as like 2-3 months ago. So that's always a very cool thing. Then let's go back to the shop again. Accessories is kind of whatever. We've seen some of them. There's more that have been leaked. That's fine. Special, of course, Duel Pass Gold. 600 gems is an insane value. And then there's bundle deals, where you get 10 packs, I believe it is, of a set, which will guarantee a super rare card, and a bonus ultra rare card, in this case Lightning Storm. For 750 gems to guarantee a Lightning Storm, I think that's pretty good. It's not as bad as it could have been, right? They could have charged something like, 1,000, right? But they're not. And if you go to actually buy the gems, they're actually it is very expensive, right? When you're not looking at special offers and bundle deals, right? it does get pretty expensive pretty quickly, but, you know, if there's first-time bonus purchases here, or 1,500 gems for £10, right? That's going to get you 3 structures for a tenner. That's not bad value, right? Or, that gets you 2 Duelist passes for 2 sets of seasons, which is also pretty good. Now, of course, it does then get even bigger and bigger and bigger, and then more money. So, and they're splitting it, right? They're splitting it between paid and free gems, and only paid ones can be used on the platform you bought them on. So I'm a little bit worried about that kind of aspect of it, but overall, I think it's kind of fine. And from looking at like the card pool, right, and seeing where rarities kind of lie, it looks like some of the competitive decks, you know, things like Adamantipator or Invoked, they are actually relatively low rarity. You know, there's some cards in the Super Rare slots, and then rares and normals. Tri-Brigade, I think, has a ton of rares and normals in that archetype. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag, right? Because, you know, if we go to the deck, right, if we go and actually search for something, right, that you'd expect to be in the game, let's go and just quickly edit here. And it's going to tell us all about the CP and all this stuff, because it's the first time I've kind of gone into it on the Switch. Of course, Switch is going to be a little bit laggy, because, you know, it's the poor little Switch, it can't really handle anything. Let's go to the X real quick. I didn't want to do that, I didn't want to bring filters. I want to go to text search. And I wanted to search for something like, let's say Stardust. We know that card got support in Dawn of Majesty. We go and search it, and we search. Oh, and it can find absolutely all these cards. But none of them are any of the new support released in Dawn of Majesty. It's also missing half a Synchronous Storm. We have the Lyrilusk part of it, but not Baron de Fleur, which is the main meta-relevant part of that pack. It's not in here. Now, could this mean that Konami are planning to do an update sometime relatively soon with those cards in, right? Maybe they're in the game files and we don't know yet. Maybe they're all in there waiting for when they eventually come around. Maybe that's what they're planning to do. We don't know yet. There's also these selection packs, right, which you know, which are relatively okay, I think. Again, they're just rate up banners. That's what we thought they were, was rate up banners. Just, you know, easier access to things like powerful cards, like, you know, your Eldritch or your you know, your Boros or Dragon. You can see cards included in the pack. There's a ton in here, you know, and then there's not many ultra rares, right? You know, it's a very small pack comparatively, which I think is quite nice. Like there's Drytrons in here, Salamangreats, Pendulum stuff as well, if you want that. You know, these are relatively low rarity for what you'd kind of expect. But also the big thing as well is the ban list. It's more like the OCG ban list for October 2021 rather than anything else, with VFD, Triggering of All Calamities, a 1 for some reason. But yes, there's things on here like, where is the boy, where is he down the bottom? Like Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, he's banned, you can't play him online, which is fine. I kind of wish you could in Dark Magician, but understandable. Mystic Mind's banned, that's great. You know, this guy, I did not want to see him. I'm glad he's banned in both TCG and OCG, but it does seem like the game is very heavily OCG based, and it is something that I brought up back when they showed the standard Aladdin, when they showed the Red Eyes, you know, the Red Eyes Dark Smile Dragon. I said that it was, you know, that there's a chance it could be OCG based, and here we are, OCG based with a card pool that's roughly 5 to 6 months out of date, depending on where you look. There's some things sprinkled in here and there that are newer, some things older that are missing. It's a little weird right now, but that is my first kind of reaction, thoughts to the shop, to everything kind of going on. Of course, now it's time to play the game, get grinding, and make some content. So I'll see you all in a future Master video. See you then.